What's up, my movie people? Welcome back, Cody's Movie Cake. So, gonna go back with one on this one called Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Now, this is not the first Venom, this is the second Venom. So, without further ado, let's let her rip, Tater Chip. So yeah, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. So this time we got Tom Hardy's back as Eddie Brock, who is the host for Venom. And this time we got Cletus Cassidy, who was teased in the first one's end credit scene as his character was in prison and he's a murderer and he's a weirdo, psychopath, anyway, in prison. Cletus Cassidy, who later winds up biting Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, which carries the symbiote or symbiote or whatever you want to call it, venom goo in him, and so Cletus transforms into Carnage. That's right, he's got his own Venom, Carnage, and so got the love interest. She's back. And let's see. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a blast. From start to finish, it's pretty much action packed. It's got some great comedy in it, as the first one did. Just the interaction between Eddie Brock and Venom. Because they're basically two separate characters at this point. Eddie's the host for this parasite, Venom. And so their conversations back and forth is really funny, and it's got some it gets you laughing. There is some intense action. It's got some gory spots here and there, but it's not rated R. Actually, it's PG-13. But yeah, so Tom Hardy, he returns as the Lethal Protector, as they want to be called, Venom and him, the Lethal Protector, which was a big comic book run for Venom in Marvel Comics. He had a long history there as being a Lethal Protector, which is kind of an anti-hero, because Venom started off as a Spider-Man villain, right? Straight up villain, bad guy. So, more or less, he's an anti-hero, meaning he's out for himself, Venom that is, but he still wants to do the right thing and be the good guy. So yes, Venom, we want to eat brains. Anyway, yeah, that's my poor impersonation, but yeah. So Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock's been trying to kind of cohabitate with Venom, and Venom's got a hunger for brains, and he wants to eat bad guys, but Eddie Brock's been trying to kind of keep him with chickens and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a whole deal. But Eddie Brock is a journalist. That's by trade. That's what he likes to do. That's his job. And so he lands kind of a big fish story with this murderer, Cletus Cassidy. And as kind of a last, he's on death row, and he kind of, as a last request, has requested to have an interview done by Eddie Brock. And so, in exchange of words and physical altercations, Cletus becomes aware of Eddie's, secret alter ego, Venom. And he becomes the host for Carnage, which is a menacing and just terrifying and just ugly red symbiote version of Venom. Now, with this happening, Eddie Brock and Venom must put aside their whole differences and their connection issues and their it's just very strange friendship that they have going, and kind of move past that and sort of be able to come together as one and fight this new threat. It's directed this time It's not the same director as the first one, and you can tell because this one, in my opinion, is just way better than the first one. And the reason I think that is because the great Andy Serkis is kind of stepped up and took on the director role for Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Andy Serkis, if you're not aware of who that is, he is a director and actor. He does it all, jack of all trades. And he's most famously known for his motion capture performances. He was Gollum in Lord of the Rings, Smeagol. He was that. He kind of that was his performance with motion capture. He was in the recent Planet of the Apes trilogy as Caesar, the main character in those movies. So yeah, he does most of the time. When you see Andy Serkis, it's not him you're seeing. He does lots of motion capture for characters and for movies. But this time he's taking on the director role, and he does a fantastic job with this movie. Did a great job directing it. Like I said, Tom Hardy, he's back. I feel like he has fun with this movie, with this character. I feel like he has a great time, and that shows in his performance because, he's just, you can tell he's having a blast doing it. Well, which is probably a little bit of a vacation for him because, Tom Hardy usually does these intense sort of intense dramas or intense like action. So for him to kind of be able to step back and do something like Venom is probably like almost a mini vacation for him because it's light, it's not real intensive. It's physical, it's real physical because he's the one that's doing the motion capture performances for Venom, and he is the voice of Venom. He does both. So yes, that's him when he's talking like Venom. That's him. That's Tom Hardy. So he's kind of doing a double job here. Like I said, Venom: Let There Be Carnage is it's a great movie. I liked it way better than the first. And I think that's in part too for, like I said, Andy Serkis being the director, but also Woody Harrelson playing the sort of nemesis to Venom. We feel in this movie we get the real villain that Venom needs, to make a good movie. The first Venom movie, I just felt like the villain was just a weak pull, It wasn't a real well-known villain. Which I get it, they were saving Carnage for a sequel. But with that being said, the sequel, Woody Harrelson did great. He's good in pretty much anything. He's just a really good actor, and he just brings the crazy, He just brings that energy to Cletus. That's, like, this dude is creepy and crazy as what. So yeah, Woody Harrelson's performance as Venom's nemesis, Carnage, is pretty much what also makes the movie as well. So there's that. And I kind of get a little vibe of, his character in Natural Born Killers. If you hadn't seen it, and I'm pretty sure, but you know what I'm talking about. The old Oliver Stone directed movie, Natural Born Killers, that he was in, playing a serial killer, road trip with his romance, his love interest in that movie. It kind of feels like he's drawing from that, because there's very much similarities in the two characters. They're both crazed maniacs who are in love with this with their woman folk and wants to just wreck everything and burn the world down and do it side by side. And so that's kind of what that feels like with Cletus Cassidy, that Woody Harrelson was pulling from, was not True Romance, Natural Born Killers. In that, his characters are very similar in that. And his love interest in this movie, that's right, the villain has a love interest for a change, and it's played by the great Naomi Harris. She's done Pirates movies, played Calypso in those. She's played Moneypenny in the new James Bond movies. So she's a good actress, and she brings a good level of performance that plays off of Woody. So you got these two baddies here, Cletus Cassidy, which is Carnage, and I think her name's Scream or something. She has the ability to, holler out echo sounds, ultra violent, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, sonic boom, that's what comes out of her mouth. Anyway, so Venom's kind of got his hands full in this movie, to deal with those two. And like I said, he's still trying to find his place. Venom is on Earth, because, he's an alien. And so, Eddie and Venom learn very much, they're trying to work their differences out and learn to live together. And it almost comes off like a buddy cop movie in that sense. You got these two different characters here. So yeah, Venom Let There Be Carnage is rated PG-13 for intense sequences of violent action and strong language, disturbing material, and suggestive references. That's a mouthful. You would think it pushes the R rating just a little bit, but like I said, there is a little bit of disturbing content in this movie. The villain is a serial killer after all, so there's going to be some crazy stuff. But overall, it's a good movie. It's a Spider-Man type spin-off deal, even though Spider-Man is not mentioned in Venom 1 or Venom Let There Be Carnage. But he's very much set in that world of the Spider-Man Sony universe type situation. Same as Morbius, which you can check out my review on Morbius a couple videos back. So yeah, if you can compare this one to Morbius, this one is the definite winner. No doubt, hands down, way better than Morbius. Like I said, to me it's better than the first. So, Venom Let There Be Carnage is, I think if you have the Stars app or subscription, it's streaming on there for free. You can buy a hard copy like I did, or you can buy a digital copy on Apple, Vudu, or Amazon, or you can rent it. It's a good watch, may scare the kiddos depending on, where they stand with some of the scary images and stuff, but older teens, preteens, and all that, I think will be fine. So yeah, it's a good movie. Check it out. See these two face off, and it's an epic battle toward the end of the movie that is just fantastic. Like I said, if you're a fan of Woody Harrelson's, you'll love this movie because he is cartoonishly good at playing crazy and bad guy. Tom Hardy fans, Tom Hardy, he's awesome in it as usual, and he does a lot of his own stunts, and he's a very big physical dude. Speaking of which, I heard this past week he actually entered a jiu-jitsu tournament and won. So yeah, he's got the skills with them hands to back it up. He's a real life tough guy. So yeah, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Check it out and see if there is carnage. There is carnage. So yeah, as always, it's my opinion. Opinions are like butts. Everybody's got one. Some, if not mostly all, stink. Later, Gators.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Lady here. We should be out there snacking on bad guys. I am a predator. I need to be free.
You have got to get control of your aggression, or you will get hauled off into Area 51. You live in my body. You live by my rules.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Please let me fix it so I can break it again. You are a loser.
Eddie Brock, I want to give you my story. People love serial killers.
Cletus, why me?
What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. I have tasted blood before, and that is not it. All I ever wanted in this world is carnage. crazy, man. Are you a vengeful one?
Oh, shit!
Whoa, where you going?
That is a red one!
You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody!
Promise!
I promise!
Oh, yeah!
Betty, you feel like home to me. Like family.
Oh, wow.
You could just say I'm happy for you.
That was going to be us!
I am happy for you.
No!
God, I'm so sorry.
Not sorry!
This two needs some serious couples counseling.